and welcome. Buongiorno and benvenuti to the ItalianCookingClass.com. Thank you for joining me today. This is Giuseppe, and what we're going to be doing today, or what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully you can join me at home because it's a really good thing. I'm just going to clean up some calamari. The purpose of that is so that we can utilise and make calamari rings, cut them up, throw it in a seafood plate, or just stuffed calamari. You know, as they say, calamari ripieni, and you can do a whole wonderful thing with them. Lots and lots of great recipes. But first we need to learn how to actually clean them. And down here you can just see what we've got here. We've got these are actually fresh calamari. They're the ones that have the wings on the actual upper part of the body. And what we do is we take that skin off, and we use the actual head part to actually make the rings out of. Difference to a cuttlefish. A cuttlefish has a much bigger head, tube up the top, with a much smaller body, and they're actually called cuttlefish. This is actually calamari or squid. Well, these are the tube, is the top part of the actual calamari, and we're going to cut them up into making calamari rings. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually go inside the body itself and pull all that we can from the actual inside of the tube, and we'll put that back in here because we're going to utilise that, and we'll throw the waste in here. The second thing is we're going to pull out the actual bone out of the tube itself, and that actually can feel it. So all you do is just grab it, run your fingers along it, grab hold of it and just pull it out nice and slow, and it all does come out. As you'll be able to see, it is just one piece. And this is actually, like in cuttlefish you get the cuttle bone. This is the bone of the actual calamari tube itself. So we'll have a look inside there. Everything is nice and clean. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually peel the calamari, and it is a skin, you can see there. So it's very simply just peel it off. It's not too hard at all. It's a very simple process, and obviously the bigger it is, the easier it is. The smaller ones get quite fiddly. And you just peel it back with your fingernail, as you can see there, just to see what come off. There we go. Just to actually get an edge on it, so it does just peel away nice and easy. And the good thing about this is that it actually is nice fresh calamari, and you know where you got it from, or even if you catch it yourself, you might be fishing one day or whatever and get it caught in the net and so forth, and you're uncertain on how to do it, but this is how we do it. You can just keep doing that and cleaning it all up. So where you can't sort of get it off with your fingers, where you can't get an edge on it, just get a nice sharp knife and just scrape it back like that. As you can see, it's coming off there, it's all coming away. And that will do. Now we're going to actually clean the body, the tentacle part of the calamari, and as you can see here, this is actually the ink sac that is what they actually squirt to protect themselves. So what we do is just be careful not to break it, otherwise it does get a bit messy, and it lives in a membrane, so you can peel that membrane away just nicely and just pull it there, back there, and there we go. It's all whole, and we can discard of that. You can actually keep the squid ink if you like, because it's nice to make squid ink risotto or a nice sauce with the squid ink, so it's all good. Now the next part is the actual mouth part. The mouth part is a beak, and all you do is you just push underneath the eyes. There, its eyes there. You push underneath its eyes and push outwards and just above the tentacles. So you're actually pushing the beak out, so it does come out like a beak, like that. Whack, there we go. And that's one whole piece that's come out, and that's what it eats out of. And what I'll do is I'll show you that it is an actual beak. That's why you don't want them to get hold of you. If you're holding it, you don't want the tentacles to get over the top of it, because they will bite and give you a nasty sting. So we'll just get that out just to show you. See that? There's an actual sharp beak that they use. Any hard bony section, cartilage like that you like, you can leave it or get rid of it. I'm just going to get rid of it, and that's fine. Now the eyes, we can just cut them out as well. Just like that. Because I'm sure not too many people want to be looking at eyes when they're enjoying this wonderful seafood preparation. It's just really, really nice. We'll get rid of that as well. Okay, now we're going to also skin these as well. So the same deal, just find a little bit of an edge and just peel it away from the tentacles, and it just comes away just nicely, just like that. It isn't difficult, it's just a little bit fiddly, but you know, if you get hold of it, you can even use the knife if you haven't, you know, if you're not able to get an edge, just cut a little bit away there and it will just come away easy. And if it, don't concern yourself too much about it if it doesn't happen to come off. But if you get the most of it off, it is a wonderful thing because it just makes it easy. Otherwise it might peel a little bit later on as you're cooking it, which that's okay as well. I mean, it's all biodegradable, it's all a good thing, so there is no problem there. Okay, there we go. I've got one more here. Okay, and as you can see, there it is right there, all cleaned up, see? Nice and clean. Okay. As I'm cleaning the other one, I noticed that it actually, the bone inside broke, as I was describing earlier on, how just to push up along either side of it, grab hold of it and pull it out. This one was broken in half and the top part stuck in the top of the actual tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it, whole part, and just push the bone down. There we go, I've just broken it again. You know, if you want to get it out whole, that's what you've got to do, you know. Then just search for it. There it is, I can feel it. Just like when you're threading up the hem of a garment or something, you just keep pushing it along. Here it is. There we go. And it's all out. It's out all in one go. So now that's still a whole piece of the tube that's still there. And now we're able to stuff that if we want. Obviously after we're going to clean that. Now in cleaning this one as well, I've just got the whole skin that came off a little bit easier on this one. But the thing was that the wing actually came off as well, which is perfectly okay. And so I'll pull that one off as well, so that way they're even. And that's how you get the whole tube ready to cut as calamari rings. So now I'm going to just finish off cleaning off these wings, and then we'll give it a rinse and we'll go from there. Okay, so now we've skinned the calamari and I've given them a rinse just in case, you know, they had some stuff left on them, a little bit of bone, cartilage or ink from the actual thing which it didn't break, but sometimes there's some coming out and so forth. Anyway, they're all cut. So now if depending on the presentation that you want to have with the calamari, if you want them stuff them and have them whole, you know, cook them and serve them up with the fins, that's quite okay. It's great, just bear in mind that they do cook and shrivel up. So it will be a little bit different, but they're nice because it shows that it is a whole calamari tube. Or you can do as I before happened, that I'll just get all that water out. The actual wings were removed. Now when the wings are removed, you can actually cut them up along with the tentacles if you like, and combine them as part of the filling or the stuffing that you want to put inside the tube itself. Or you can just use these in a nice seafood dish or throw them in the side as you're baking them or frying them, whatever you like. There is unlimited amount of options. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fry these off with the calamari and serve them up as a whole dish. Sorry, when I say whole dish, I'll fry these on the side and I'll serve the calamari. You know, I'm going to make up a dish using these as calamari rings, and then when I want to use these, I will cook them up and put them on the side as the tentacles cooked along with the rings themselves. So we'll just cut the rings up here. So what we do is just coming across nicely. And there we have it. There's the calamari rings, ready to go. So if you wanted to make a dish up of those, you know that one tube would be enough for one person as an entree, or two as a main, whatever you like. 2 rings, 2 tubes as a main, 2 whole calamari. So I'm going to actually take these off. I'm going to use them later on in something else. Or again, I can fry them together with the rings, but fry them as a whole piece of actual meat, and then serve it on the side along with the rings as well. And you can do this and freeze them, ready to go whenever you like. You don't have to, cook them up straight away if you want to freeze them, but the good thing is they are prepared, ready to go. And the main thing is, folks, also connect with the food. Hey, have that visualization of just a beautiful, beautiful thing going on between you and the food. It's just like a passionate love affair. And it's really important that this really happens, because it's just one of those things that, organisms living on the outside, so treat it with a lot of respect and care, and when you cook it up and come to enjoy it, it is just an incredible experience, far greater than just throwing around, not really caring about the whole situation, and just having an awful time with it, as well as the fact of it not enjoying it when you eating it, because the love wasn't quite there, and the flavours that you have there aren't as nice as when it's full of love. I'm just going to put that back here and just show you these wonderful calamari rings, and this is all that it is to preparing wonderful calamari that's just come out fresh of the ocean. I'm actually going to cut these up as well to show what I mean by chopping them up in small pieces and just incorporating them in the actual stuffing or filling that you may have for the calamari itself, because they're really good if they're filled with rice or whatever. And on another episode I'm going to actually do that, show you how I'll actually stuff the calamari and cook them. But for now, this is the Italian cooking class. Thank you for joining me how to actually clean some calamari. Grazie, arrivederci e buon appetito.